But as these little marks just kind of encourage me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just built it back up. So.
You doing it twice?
No. I'm not keeping track of my whole time. Like when it's empty, I'll build it back up.
If I would just go out of time, I would go out. I'm always
Yeah. They're like wind songs.
But since done.
They're huge.
Grammarly does more than catch errors.
I have a little black pig with wings that I got it year one when you're first selling the first pig. And I bought just about every one they have. Just when I feel like giving one away. Or,
Yeah.
Well, some got a lot of people out of it. That's all I mean. Right
Hello. So we're going to be getting started with I Deserve Love in about 60 seconds. I'm going to make sure that everybody has had a chance to come in that will be coming in. If you're going to be coming in, if you would please make your way down to close. Everybody enjoying the sun and this beautiful view? It's ridiculous. Did you fly your kite?
Yesterday.
I hate I missed it.
Yeah.
I hate I missed it.
Kites.
I do too.
I'm from San Francisco, and that's all we do. Is kite racing.
So you understand?
Yeah.
I am obsessed.
Did you go see these out here?
No.
They're gorgeous.
Oh, really?
So, welcome to my session. I feel like I'm maybe 30 seconds early, but we're here. So, welcome to my session. I am G. Allen Battle, and I'll be presenting I Deserve Love. It's based on a chapter from a book that I wrote called I Deserve. It's broken down into 4 chapters. I deserve love, I deserve good, I deserve peace, and I deserve favor. So the first thing that we're going to do is establish a couple of ground rules. Number 1, relax. As you can see, I have a sleepy voice and sleepy eyes, always. So I try to be as relaxed as possible. The earlier session was hilarious because she wanted us to tap into some type of anchor, and I worked very hard to stay at this pace. So coming out of it was interesting. So yes, relax and get comfortable. Number 2, feel free to ask questions. And number 3, be open. That's it. A freebie would be to simply respect everyone else's point of view as we discuss in the room. Deal?
Deal.
Good deal. All right, let's see here. So, I wasn't sure how large the room was going to be. And sometimes when it's a less intimate crowd, people are less apt to ask questions out loud verbally. And so I like to provide a way for you to do that via text anonymously. So if you do that right on the screen, let's see here. There it is. So if you need to ask any questions and you don't want to raise your hand and ask it out loud, you can use that link and it'll allow you to send me some questions, okay? And it also helps me because then it saves those questions for me for later so that I can use it in future workshops. So thank you in advance. So we're gonna move ahead. More housekeeping. That's me. That's my bio. You don't need that. Okay, so there is my website. If you want to find me or if you'd like to join our mailing list or our texting list, you can simply text iDeserve to 256-273-9422. That's 256-273-9422. My website is gallenbattle.org, and that's Allen with an E and 2 L's, the right way. Okay. All right. And you can find me on all social media platforms at G. Allen Battle. That's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Google+, Twitter, and Snapchat. Matter of fact, this may be available on the Facebook page later because it's streaming live now to our Facebook page. For those of you who use Snapchat, I use it rarely. Well, I use it generally when I make events like this. So if you want to follow me from event to event or workshop to workshop, you can use that snap code there. Snap a pic of it with your phone or ask me for it later and I'll get it to you. And once again, if you ever like to be in contact or come to some of our conferences or workshops or get some of our digital downloads, you can get all of those things from iDeserve by going to my website at gallenbattle.org. That's GALLENBATTLE.org. You can join our mailing list there, or you can text 256-273-9422. Is that all the housekeeping notes? Almost. Back in 2015, and we pulled it off of the market. It We rewrote it, revamped it. It's out 2020 August. So look for that. All right. So the title of this session is I Deserve Love, which sounds pretty simple. When you think about it, we all would like to believe that we deserve love. There's a simple quote here that I have there. We accept the love we think we deserve. We accept the love we think we deserve. Very quickly, this talk was designed to remind the listener of their inherent strength and beauty. At the end of this session, we should be empowered to move forward with peace, prowess, knowing that we are enough. No matter who we are or what we've done, no matter our mistakes, we all deserve love. So, two thoughts that I want to go ahead and address and erase. There are studies that show that we can never fully experience a thing if we don't believe that we're worthy of it or if we don't believe that we are deserving of it. So the first thing that we've got to erase is the thought that I don't deserve or I'm not worthy of. And we want to replace those thoughts with I am worthy and I deserve. The idea of one of the reasons why we know that we're deserving or that we've earned our spot here. So a lot of times people say, well, I'm not deserving of all of that kind of stuff. I'm not deserving of good and this and the other. I've never done anything to be called good or done anything to enjoy love or to enjoy favor or to enjoy friendship or to enjoy abundance and all that kind of good stuff. But I would like to say that you do. Your very first act entering to the earth space, into the physical space was a race. Literally, a race. You raced to your mom's egg to get here, to gestate, and you won. What's that number? Let's see. So, a fertile male human ejaculates between 2 and 5 milliliters of semen. In each milliliter, there are normally about 100 million sperm, but only one of them generally fertilizes the egg. You were that one. So when you look at it that way, you did what was necessary to experience every bit of life that you can. That includes the ups and the downs, that includes the good and the bad. Oftentimes we focus on the bad that it includes, and we never really dive into the fact that, yes, I earned my right to good. Yes, I earned my right to experience those great things, the joys of life, to experience great laughter. Every day we encounter outside influences that tell us about many of our perceived flaws, from ad campaigns telling us that we aren't beautiful enough, to dating app insights telling us that no one wants us. These fallacies often cloud and diminish the simple truth that every man, woman, boy, and girl on this earth deserves love. Most of us are stuck in the wrong belief that those aforementioned flaws disqualify us from true love. So, when you break down the word love, many civilizations have described it in many different ways, but I love the way that the Greeks did it. Probably because I love the number 8. And they have broken down the idea or the concept of love into 8 different ideas. The first idea would be the idea of unconditional love. The second one would be the idea of romantic love. The third one would be affectionate love. Fourth, self-love. Fifth, familiar love. The sixth would be enduring love. 7, playful love. And lastly, obsessive love. That's my favorite one. So, with these, I'd like to group them all together when describing the love that I have for myself. And rather than calling it love, I like to call it unconditional acceptance. Unconditional acceptance, and I believe that's something that we should all have for ourselves first, before we ever dive into trying to have any of these for anybody else. It's also, I believe, the most important step to self-actualization. In this process, in this journey, as we walk through life, I believe that we live, and I look forward to new beginnings. You want me to go back for that one?
You were
All right.
trying to write real fast.
I got you. My favorite part is the actual exercise. And if you want to download these, I also have them for you guys, link where you can get those. And feel free to let me know when to slow down. Okay. So I want anyone else but ourselves. This is our opportunity to live from the perspective of life and life more abundantly. So the session before us I thought was interesting because I walked in towards the end and she mentioned, I can't even remember her name. Who was in here? Sherry. Sherry mentioned towards the end of the session before we did the exercise that it's important that we remember access it. And one way that you do that is by using your words. And she demonstrated it, which made like this. And so it's nice to hear somebody else say it. But yes, it's no one else's responsibility but our own. So I believe we should take charge of it. My grandfather put it this way, it's all in how you see it. So no matter what your situation looks like, there's always a better way to view it. No matter what you're going through, there's always some good to find. And yes, that sounds crazy when we see all these mass shootings taking place, needlessly diseases that have medications for them. We see all kinds of things happening around us, but there's always a better way to see it. It's all in how you see it. King Solomon said it this way, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. What am I saying here? Your perspective, see your situation, how you see yourself belongs on the ladder. Adjust your perspective to the situation that you're in so as to not lose sight of what you believe you're expected in to be. Once again, we accept the love we think we deserve. How are you thinking? Show up for you guys in a moment. There it is. Okay, so going back to the idea of perspective, can you guys see that font? Okay, so let me get somebody to read the first one underneath this left column. Anybody?
I'll never have that.
Okay, now what's the better way to say that? Go to the right side.
I have what it takes.
Where's the emoji when you need it?
Right.
Free JT. Next one.
I'll never measure. I am.
And the last one.
Don't
deserve
deserve
that
opportunity.
What's a better idea?
I deserve all the good life it has to offer.
Simple ideas, but it's all in how you see it. It's all in how you choose to believe and all in how you choose to receive the information that's coming at you. It's all better view. So I want to go ahead and get into some of this exercise, okay? What we think of ourselves will shape how we allow the outside thoughts and concepts to influence our reality. So how we view ourselves and how we perceive ourselves first influences the trajectory of how we experience life. It influences our reality. And it also speaks to how we will receive the thoughts and information from other people as it comes to us, how we receive the news and the media and our interactions with other people. So once again, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. It's important that we guard our hearts with all diligence because out of our name. Now I want you to try it again. This time in your head, I want you to begin to, with your eyes closed, begin to 10. In your head, when you stopped and actually said words and said your name, you can stop the barrage of negative thoughts quite a bit at a time, but our conscious, not our subconscious brains, process quite a bit at a time, but our conscious brains, our conscious minds can only process so much at a time. And so when you're receiving all of those negative thoughts, you look in the mirror every now and then, and instead of seeing the fact that you're having a great hair day, You see those extra love handles that you need to get rid of? Or instead of seeing the fact that you have a beautiful smile, you're seeing all the grays that are coming in, or you're seeing the fact that maybe you have some blemishes that day. What you should do, what I do in those moments, I'm not going to say what others should do, but what I do in those moments, when I look in the mirror and I say, I don't like what my hair is doing today. Up to my heart. The first thing I say is, but my smile looks gorgeous. Really simple things. Really simple things. But it's a day by day, moment by moment exercise that we take. So let's try that one more time. Close your eyes. And I want you to begin to count to 10. Now say your name. Was anybody able to finish counting to 10? Check. Did you understand what I'm saying? Doing stopping that process?
Yeah.
Stopping the process. EJ's over there racing to 10. So, this portion of the exercise, what I want us to do is once again close our eyes. And I want you to remember that one thing that makes you feel undeserving of love. Like I want you to see it in your mind and feel it so strong till you start to feel the emotions that come along with it. That thing that sends you into a downward spiral of self-loathing. I promise you're going to come out of it. I have very severe anxiety and I do this exercise on my own and I am okay. So you'll be okay. But see that thing, feel that thing, experience those emotions. Say out loud, I accept me unconditionally. And say it again. I accept me unconditionally. Now, while you still have your eyes closed and you see that thing, I want you to time when we have those moments where thoughts come in and ideas come in that are contrary to the constructs that we've set up to keep ourselves well. When those ideas come in saying that you're not going to get better, or maybe these meds aren't going to work, you arrest those thoughts and you stop them in their tracks with I am well, I am good, I accept me unconditionally. Whatever you have to say in that moment to counteract the negativity, you say it out loud to yourself. It's a very interesting process, a very interesting practice, but it works. It works. And it's a great way to adjust the way that we believe and see a thing. Those of us who subscribe to Christianity and the Bible know the text where it says, faith cometh by hearing and hearing by the word of God. That concept comes from the idea that you've heard and you continue to see and receive those things. They create neural pathways in yourself that set up the way that you envision. It gives you an idea and they send you messages constantly. And the more you see them, the more you receive them, the more you believe a thing. That's why even with the news, they can, if they need to, broadcast something that is fallacious or false, and they can do it so much until we believe it after a while, because that's what we've seen and heard for so much. That's what happens when we grow up and we hear lies from our parents from time to time, because they're doing the best that they can, and then maybe they feel like if they degrade us, maybe we'll have a greater ability to endure the world. They don't know that they're not doing us any good. They don't know that they're doing us a disservice. But in that process, and oftentimes we have to deprogram ourselves. We have to do the work of deprogramming ourselves. We have to do the work of changing the way that we see things. We have to do our own work of adjusting the dial, adjusting our perspective. So let's see here. How many people have a pen near them? Does everybody have a pen? Next app on the slide up top. I told y'all my presentation is short. If you don't have a piece of paper or if you don't have a pen, somebody share with your neighbor. Feel free to break a piece or tear a piece off. We just need small pieces because we're going to write on them and then ball them up. Okay? So So tear a piece off, and I want you to write down that after you've written those down, ball them up and throw them in the center of your table. For those of you who don't have a pen or paper, or you just feel more comfortable texting it in, you can text it into this questions app right up top. All right, so I'm gonna walk around and start grabbing something.
Okay, I'm getting mine first.
We got two right here. Let's see. Take this one. Self. Stay where you are. Just follow the entire piece of paper. Okay. So let's see. We're gonna do a little. No one wrote their names on these, right? We just wrote down the issues. Great. Let's see here. I'll take this one. We just dove right in there, didn't we?
Yeah.
One of those. Well, I'm on the way now.
HIV, you know that you are somebody, and first of all, you're supposed to look for a guy before you look for a man. And so when she did put your face there, and he'll show you the way he'll guide you.
Whose slogan was that? Was that Jesse Jackson? I am somebody? Jesse Jackson? She's mentioning the paranoia. It says giving. Begin to pour into yourself. And that love, because you know exactly how you want to be loved, don't you? Themselves more often, maybe they'd be better off. Okay? Think about, you know, is it your house? Okay, then yeah. You know, I'm not one of those. The term mother can be loosely defined. And that's, I did see her hand, right? Did I make that up? Okay. Okay, they don't come. You know, when he said, I enjoyed you guys and I learned so much from you all.